make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
It's showtime.
Why doesn't the hero reveal himself and tell us your true name? You do have a name. My name is Gladiator. How dare you show your back to me? Slave, you will remove your helmet and tell me your name. My name is Fun My Comic, and I represent all the campaigns you shadow banned and kicked off your website. Huh? Creators that just wanted to fund, that wanted to be left alone. And we will build a website that is going to bury you all. Oh crap.
It's a place to celebrate heroes that have passed. A place to remember great deeds and past battles. And the place where evil now waits to strike. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 2. Crowdfunding on fundmycomic.com.
It's not my fault! It's not my fault! It's not my fault! It's not my fault!
Well, hey, welcome to Thursday Night Show. This is the FMC Arena. Welcome to the arena. We are about to show a new comic book off. This is the second installment of the Galaxy Memorial Park, series. Oh, got one guy. Will, hey. I think it's your fault. Well, we'll have them explain what that image is shortly. So, without further ado, and being a complete idiot, let me bring some guys on. Welcome to the show. All right.
Oh wow!
The animation on Elementropy, it's not my fault. It is his fault.
It is. Well, usually when people say it's not my fault, it is. It usually very much is.
So technically, what he says is it's not all my fault, which basically means it's not my fault.
Right.
But when I saw him moving, it's like, oh my gosh,
I was like, holy
real,
dude. That was awesome.
Yeah. AI's getting there. It's getting there, man. So I basically
I would love a copy of that.
All right. It's I'll give it to you. Do you want just the animation, or do you want the whole thing?
The whole thing, whatever you want, man. Whatever's easy for you.
Yeah,
I will upload it to you, and including the thumbnail image and everything. Well, so think about AI is you can either like stick your head in the ground and like say, well, this isn't happening. I'm going to be a purist. I'm going to like let everybody else take advantage of it, and because I myself am like taking a stand here, and then you're going to get crushed. I look at it kind of like it's a wave, right? This wave is coming in, and I can either just stand under it and like look at my principles, crush, or I can surf the dang thing, and and use it as a tool and just let it be the master of it.
Exactly, that's all it is.
There are two things that are unavoidable right now and in the future, and AI is one, and cryptocurrency is the next. So you better learn something about them.
Oh, absolutely. Hold on a second. What was in that brownie?
You need the good stuff. You need the good stuff.
Just the good stuff, yeah. I mean, these guys were from Washington, so I'm sure there's plenty of brownies out your way.
I've been known to cook brownies. Yes.
Loaded and unloaded.
Loaded.
Or leaded, anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming. This is such a very interesting comic concept because, 1 second. Got it. Redbeard has no principles. None. I have no principles at all. Principles are inconvenient. And so principles don't get you anywhere. You want to go.
How about vice principles?
Vice principles, well, they can be
just
bought.
vices.
They can be bought. Anyway,
I got those. I got the vices.
Oh,
okay. Here you go.
There you go. Vices kind of make your life happier in a lot of ways. Let's just say if they're not the master of you, that is.
Right. Yes.
You can definitely go too far.
My choice is I've had 3 strokes, so I deal with a lot of neuropathy pain, and my choice is either pharmaceuticals or magic brownies. So.
Well, so you decided to go the more natural route.
Correct. Because it is Washington State. Yeah.
Yep. I got I kind of recently took on a housemate. I've got a large house here, and this guy kind of came across my path, and he was living out of his car, and he was a real good guy. And so, after a trial, it worked out, but he does like to occasionally imbibe the herb, and so the problem is the stuff stinks, and and so I got on my front porch and I'm like, I am going to get drug tested when I get to work if I don't.
That's why you got to make the brownies.
Seriously, come on, gummies at least, man.
Yes.
Come on. Of course, those gummies, the high concentration in those gummies are, you have to be very careful with those.
Right.
They're not regulated at all. So, yeah. Anyway, partake or fake it. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I did not inhale. I did not inhale.
Not inhale. No.
Did not inhale.
Yeah, yes. I think Bill had other issues besides just inhaling or not. We'll just say that. Anyway, so. Like I said, this comic book concept is very fascinating, in that most kind of shy away from that. I mean, they might have like an image or two or a comic or two, like the Death of Superman or something like that. That in kind of like it memorializes superhero characters, but most part they kind of like shy away from that. Because people are like, I want death in my comic books. I got death in my life. I don't want the comic books, which is why they keep bringing people back after they kill them off, over and over and over and over again. And they're starting to do that in the comic book movies a lot. So, how many times has Patrick Stewart been killed off as Patrick Xavier? I think it counted 6 times.
Too many.
Yeah. The dude's like pushing 90. I think just retire him. Just let him go. Anyway, so I was around a load of people who smoked weed back in the day. I didn't smoke it. Yeah, I just drank myself silly. Right. Well, you are Scottish. And as they say,
I'm a Scot.
Oh, you're a Scot too? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the scheme. The scheme blade is the short blade that the Scotsman keeps on his calf.
Okay. Well, you appreciate this.
If it's no Scottish, it's clap!
I play that for Cruel. So there you go.
That's it.
Anyway, but I also have a guy from Arizona, and I play him this.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Sam was not afraid to talk about death and things like that, memorializing. Anyway, the whole entire skit where he's talking about the guy who thinks he's safe, and then he read this article where people were sneaking into a funeral home and taking advantage of the cadavers. So he did a whole entire thing on that, and I was kind of like, "Where are you going, Sam?" And then Sam Kinison went wherever Sam wanted to go. But anyway, shared. Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So you got the first. I mean, when I think I did a show with you guys, or at least JD. Yep. About the first one, and so this is supposed to be like a 6-part series, and it seems like I was like, where in the world could you go with this? And I'm looking at the images from the second campaign, and I'm like, they're gonna go full retard on this thing. Obviously, which I'm all for. To say, if you're gonna go, you better go all the way, man. Company certainly was more risky. Yeah,
and funnier.
Definitely. True necromantic. Yeah. Anyway.
I will say that does not happen in our book.
No.
We
have a character by the name of Necromancer, but yeah, Mancer not.
So he doesn't raise girlfriends or anything like that.
No. He really shouldn't be raising the dead in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Or the forces of the universe are probably not going to be happy with him.
There you go.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing. His it's a side effect of his power, and it's not bring them back. It's Pet Cemetery.
Got you. So we're talking Winston the cat, or Gage.
Yeah, Churchill the cat.
Churchill
that's
the
right.
Cat. Sorry,
that's right.
I'm sorry.
I forgot about it.
Right.
I forgot about that name.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I remember when I read that book. That was one of my first forays into Stephen King, and it did give me a few nightmares.
I read it junior high.
Yeah. The movie was worse for some reason. I don't know what was worse. Fred Gwynne getting knifed by a toddler. I guess.
Yes.
Something to do with that.
And the Achilles tendon scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
How many people limped out of the theater just like after that scene? It's kind of like somehow phantom pains in your
There's something about a horror movie that you can see a lot of gore, but there's always that one tiny little thing. Like John Carpenter's The Thing, you see all these people's heads, exploding and then biting other people's heads off. But there's the blood test thing where they cut the thumbs, and it's like, for some reason that gets me.
Pesky ancient burial grounds.
Yes.
That's pesky ancient burial grounds. Do not bury your pets there or your toddlers. That's bad things. Bad things happen. Anyway, also don't cheese off the weird girl in your high school who has a strangely religious mother. That doesn't work out well either.
And telekinesis.
There you go. So we're talking about it seems like you've got the only way your book would work was with a lot of flashbacks, and so to do that you would have to do a ton of world building. Because your book is one of the hardest things to pull off, was an in media res story. In where you're bringing people into the middle of something that's had backstory, and it's got things that are like projected for the future.
Mhm.
So you're pretty much you have to like do a balancing act writing wise, which I'm very respectful of anybody that pulls this off. But you have to do a you kind of like the first trilogy of Star Wars was an in media res story.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you had that prequel story already written, which we saw later.
Mm-hmm.
But you also had what you thought was going to happen in the future, and this was like supposed to be the middle story.
Yeah.
Of that.
Right. Yes.
Of course, Kathleen Kennedy threw that out, so we'll never know.
Right.
You know, one of the many reasons why she should burn in hell for all eternity.
Maybe
But
some.
you know, anyway, one of the many reasons. But yeah, anyway, nothing but love for KK.
Yeah, I can still remember that feeling of sitting in the theater opening day for Phantom Menace, thinking that this day was never ever in my lifetime was ever going to happen, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there for Phantom Menace. Whatever it was after that, it's still that feeling of, bam! I can't believe I'm fucking here.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I to be honest, I was live for all for the first trilogy, but I never saw them in theaters. My parents were like very conservative, and so we didn't go see those things.
I get it.
I remember everybody was talking about Wrath of Khan, and I was like, man, I'd love to go see that. And I was invited to go, and my parents were like, no. And then later on I watched it, and I was like, I could have saw Khan on the big screen. Come on, man. But you know, it's funny. Gen X, man, we kind of like lived through some of the greatest pop culture in history.
Yes, from the 70s and 80s into the 90s.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of in a similar situation where, you know, I grew up in a very conservative household. My dad's rule was, why spend money to go see a first run movie in the theater when you can see it for free on network television with all of the sex, the nudity, and especially the bad language edited out. So it's like, if I want to see a first run movie, I have to wait until I have my driver's license, which I did. As soon as I got that driver's license, I'm 1985. I'm watching Fright Night. I'm watching Pale Rider. I'm watching Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So I get you, T-Bunny. I do. Yep.
Hell Rider, what a movie.
Yeah, I love that.
I still maintain to this day that was a horror movie.
It could be, yeah. Oh, High Plains Drifter. That
definitely. I think it's the same guy. I think you can make a comment that that's the same guy. But you know, I'm not here to debate that. But you know, speaking of people who may or may not be alive or dead, your book seems to have a few characters that seem to turn up that in the stuff that I'm looking at who basically are supposed to be dead but are not, and so you got like people who are like, oh, this is they've got a statue in here, and then it's like, wait a second, you only get that statue after you're dead, and you know, so that seems to be part of the whole entire mystery surrounding your story, which is pretty much, you know, I don't know, it's like if Arlington had a dark side or something.
Correct.
Would you agree with that?
Yes.
How do we know that it doesn't?
True. Very true.
Yes.
Very true. Yeah.
I miss video rentals as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, it's funny. In the early days of video rentals, they didn't have like they didn't have the ratings on them, and so there was a few things that kind of like we watched on VHS that we probably shouldn't have watched on VHS.
Yeah.
Faces of Death. Faces of Death.
Oh,
Faces
right
of
there.
Death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of Death. Yeah.
That's dark.
It was totally dark. It was not prepared for it. It was like real life footage of like people dying.
Who brought that in and said, "Hey kids, let's watch this"?
And the worst part was we ordered pizza. Like you start watching.
Oh
and
no!
You eat pizza. You're like, I don't want the pizza no more. Like this isn't fake. This is real footage.
Yeah. I imagine that would probably hurt an appetite somewhat.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what's your Bible look like for this series? Because I mean,
yes,
it's got to be massive.
Yes, over 100 characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
With names, backstories. When we were putting this together, JD would come over and we literally just sat down one visit and went through the dictionary, just page by page, you know, and just to come up with names and stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wikipedia, just to make sure this character we came up with has not been taken. This character has not been taken. And
right.
Because there's
I'm a subscriber to the philosophy that it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission.
Right.
Yep.
If somebody comes up to me, it's like, oh, this character's named after this. I'm like, okay, change it now. Like I had a character named Brickhouse Brown, and then I think what was his name? I can't recall who is off the top of my head, but he's like, I've got a character named Brickhouse, and he sent me the comic, and I was like, okay, well, all right, I'll change my name. Of course, my guy turned into Dominion, which is even cooler.
Okay, yep.
So. But it's Dominic Minion, so it's
yes,
Dom Minion.
Dom Minion.
Yeah, so.
Well, Levi and I had a character as part of a science-based super team, and his name was Comet Boy. And then a friend of mine said, you realize that there's a Comet Boy in Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, yep, Comet Boy.
There you go.
So we spent a bunch of, okay, what can we call him? And then Bolide Kid is what we came up with. And that's actually cooler than Comet Boy.
Right. Well, you know, that's the thing about you know, changing things on the fly. Hold on a second. Let me find this. So this is Dominion.
Okay.
So he's kind of like a Sandman, but it's mineral based. He can like create rock.
Yeah.
Like anything mineral based. Like he can create like spikes out of diamond out of his body. So very scary guy. And so who are your scary guys that you have? You gotta have good villains before you can really have.
Well, one of our good guys is so every universe, comic book universe, has kind of like a trilogy,
right?
Like a three main ones, and to kind of mirror DC, just a little bit of Marvel, but to kind of mirror DC, we've got our three main characters. We have our quote unquote Superman, Captain America type character. That's U.S. Arrow, who's like half Navajo, half Caucasian, but he's all red, white, and blue.
So you got like a Captain America Hawkeye combo.
Yes, he's the Arrow. He's Neat. And then that's our Boy Scout, our symbol of like mercy and salvation.
Like a Superman.
Our
type.
Dark, our dark guy, our Batman shadow kind of guy. He is called the Drifter, and we were talking about High Plains Drifter and and Pale Rider. This guy is basically Clint Eastwood is the High Plains Drifter. He's that guy.
There you go.
That's the Drifter. He's a guy that's been walking the earth for over 100 years, for like over a century, and he's your typical Logan Wolverine type, where you can blow him up and burn him and electrocute him, and he keeps coming back because he's cursed to walk the earth because he murdered somebody. That's his. So it's like he's got the mark of Cain on him, the first murderer. So no matter what you do to him, he still comes back. But he can't kill anybody, or he won't kill anybody. And of course, but anyway, That's our second. That's our quote unquote Batman. And then our third is Silverbug, a lady. The closest thing to think about her is like sort of like a female Spider-Man, but not quite. Not quite.
Yeah.
She's a little bit
I've
different.
seen her at your FMC promote picture.
Yeah. No,
quite lovely.
Going to the cover, talking about the villains though. The cover of Volume 2, that is not all my fault. That is Elementropy. I don't know.
Okay.
You can see him right there in the center of the group right there.
Yeah.
And it's your typical betrayal type story, you know, former hero turns on his team. So
Elementropy, that's pretty clever. See if I can suss this out. So he's concerned with elements, but he's also concerned with the slowing down of all things somehow.
Entropy is this, entropy being the second law of thermodynamics, meaning
if you don't put energy into a system, it will eventually grind.
It's going to fall apart. Exactly, and that's his thing. He's like chaos.
I'm not just
causes things to fall apart, right? And if that guy goes bad, if that guy goes bad,
so
some really bad things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there's a character in like Marvel. It kind of has elements. I can't remember his name though.
Havoc.
Havoc. As far as like chaos powers in Marvel, you have like the Black Cat. She has the bad luck powers.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, this guy I was talking about. He's like he's up there. Like constituent elements. He's Element Man or something like that. I can't remember the name of him, but he had to do with like almost godlike powers because he could break down like things to constituent elements.
Right.
But he's like real scary character. He's like one of those like Graviton shouldn't be a minor character. The dude handles gravity, and yet he's a Spider-Man villain. That's be like one of the big bads, you know.
When he showed up for the West Coast Avengers miniseries way back in the day, scared the hell out of me. I'm like, he's going to kill this entire group.
Well, my character Ironside's actually he controls gravity, but it was his personal gravity. He had like a personalized gravity field, and so when he lifted things, it wasn't that he was super strong, but he could lower the gravity effect on things, and so he could pick things up without leverage, basically, if he wanted to. But when he got like ambushed and they turned his arm into his eye into crystal, he developed the ability to project that gravity field, and so and also and so it's kind of expanded his powers somewhat. But now it's funny, he's more powerful than he ever has been, but now he's mortal and he's aging, and so it's kind of like that's the one thing I love about I really hate it when people don't allow characters to mature, to transform, to evolve. You seem to have a few gray beards in your collection of characters. I do.
Yes.
The fact you have his sense of history, sense of like a legacy and passing things on, which I think used to be in comics quite a bit, and they've kind of completely totally foobarred that. They're all about the continuous and now. That's all.
Right.
Basically because they're a bunch of baristas who got handed the keys to the kingdom, and so all they think about is
we do have legacy characters. We have characters that have retired. Like when you first get introduced to Silverbug, she's a 30-something retired soccer mom with kids.
Yeah,
very funny. RR. All right, there you go. Give Crew his little thing. Anyway, so Silverbug's retired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she
a soccer mom?
She's like the CEO of she's like a CEO of her own company, but she's still soccer mom and all of that though. Yes.
Right.
She's not girl boss. I'll use that dreaded word.
Right.
No.
She's HR technically, right? Because she's got to fire that guy on the phone. So
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
that's coming up. She's still the CEO, but she's kind of like, I gotta make this. It's I'm actually very proud of. I'm so proud of that chapter. This is volume 3. So we were talking about like it's a 4-volume thing with about 3 chapters apiece. And that chapter, which is chapter 7, I think, chapter 7, that's like the central idea of Galaxy or the vibe, because we see this character, which is Silverbug in her prime, doing stuff, drawn by a guy, Dio Adelinus. And the artwork that he does is just phenomenal. And then when it's in her heyday, Dio is drawing it. And then when it's time to get back to the real world, Levi is drawing it. So it's like, that's the vibe you get throughout this entire series is when they're in the heyday, we have somebody like volume 2, we have Marcelo Salazza doing something that happens with a bad guy and Drifter and US Arrow. We see just a little bit of that before we go back to this is the way things are now. So yes,
it sounds like you. It sounds like you have like a silver age era, and then you're like, like present day is like a bronze age or something like that. And so you kind of have like the innocence and the lightheartedness of a silver age, but then like reality or more reality based at the bronze age. Hopefully you stop there and you don't go into the image, deconstruction bullshit. But anyway.
Well, actually, we try to make it, and Levi, correct me. It's like we do try to have like each decade has. We try to reflect, the Bronze Age of the 70s. I don't know what the age of the 80s, but the 90s.
The crap age.
Yeah, the 90s. You have your.
No, I'm sorry, I was later.
No, that's okay.
Like the 90s. So
it's always like the 90s. You have your extreme heroes and stuff like that.
Right.
But of these 100 characters that Levi and I came up with, they're all reflective of this, and we actually have a bunch of modern, politically motivated, team heroes, a squad, so to speak.
The Truth Squad.
The Truth Squad. Yes.
Tell us the truth.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's like this lady here. She's goes by Switch. And she's like the purple haired, she's the progressive or whatever. Yeah. But she has no clue as to. She does it because it's reflexive. It's not because it's even touches who she is. It's because she thinks that's what she's expected to be. And so, and the odd thing about her is when she's not paying attention is when she does something heroic. When she's acting reflexively, she does the heroic things. But when she thinks about it, she does like the vapid, selfish thing.
Yes, yes.
So that's one thing I love. That's one thing I think that people miss is giving characters flaws. Means that when they do good things, it makes it even shine even brighter, and it just makes a more vital character. And so, if people think that good means that they don't have flaws, or they don't have like shortcomings, or they don't have like. Go ahead.
This is right on the point of our newsletter came out this week. Jay does a short story in every newsletter. Newsletter only comes out once a month. This month's short story was about a character we have called Ape. In this short story, it is an 8-year-old writing a letter to Ape and explaining about how Ape is actually scary to him. So, and it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes heroes have to be scary in order to scare the hell out of the villains.
Right.
Yes.
Clever. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that is your hero, you have to walk a line between that. They have to be intimidating enough. It's like Superman. One of my favorite cartoons of all time was Superman versus the Elite, I think it was called.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Where they think they finally push Superman too far, and Superman starts acting like them, he starts like just murking things left and right, and just killing the hell out of everything. And so they're like, and so they start going like, wait, you can't do this, and he's like, what who's going to stop me if I choose to do this?
So the fact he used his telescopic vision to do brain surgery on that guy with his heat vision. You're just kind of like, what the like,
right,
wow.
exactly. But then he's like, because I'm not you, I made it look like I was you so I could take you out before you hurt people.
Right.
And it's because I will never be you. I will never be like you. And the idea just occurred to me, if Superman ever for 1 second wasn't Superman, he would be the villain.
Yeah.
Because he's just too powerful to be anything else.
Ours is, and he's buried in the park.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. So
we have a section of the park called the Redeemables, and that is where our Superman is buried. He did not have a good ending.
Oh, wow.
No.
Gotcha. Oh, man.
No, he was a Superman in the sense of, Friedrich Nietzsche and Beyond Good and Evil and all that philosophy stuff.
Right. Yeah.
His whole thing is, if I don't have to worry about God and morals and anything higher than me, then I can do this Nietzschean will to power. And of course, he does all of that. Nazi Germany, that's his era, is during that time, the 30s into the 40s.
Right.
Nazi Germany, Hitler goes, hey, this is the perfect guy for our what do you call it, for our philosophy here. Bring him over. And he actually almost loses. He almost takes over everything but
in our world,
find out about it.
Yeah, Hitler did have powers. He had the powers of like suggestion. Basically, he could talk you into things.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of what he had,
which
in real
makes
life.
Sense because that dude, he swayed a lot of people. And he is not an impressive human, and so it's like, how the heck did that?
No, he was just a little tubby dude,
this little tubby Jewish looking guy get everybody to assassinate or kill Jewish people.
Yes.
And then everybody's like, blonde hair, blue eyed is like the ultimate human, and then you're looking at him, it's like, you were like the opposite of that.
Exactly. Yes.
And nobody just asked that question.
Yes.
What one of my favorite stories of World War II is the fact that they broke the Enigma code. Because he was such a egomaniac, everybody had to say Heil Hitler at the end of every broadcast, and so once they figured that out, they were able to we immediately have those characters, and they were able to break the rest of the code because it was arrogance. Because he forced everybody to say Heil Hitler. They're like, wait a second, we already have part. We can already eliminate HEI, and all that. And so that's how they started breaking the Enigma code. It's when they finally figured out. It's like, well, when they say they have to say Heil Hitler at the end of every broadcast, and so we automatically have those letters already broken, and then they were able to determine the rest of it because you have E and you have I, and so it was that's how they broke the Enigma code, because Hitler was such an egomaniac. What's that?
Can I buy a T? Can I buy an R?
Exactly. I mean, they're doing that though. Spin the wheel every day,
But see, that's kind of throughout history.
Right.
Evil always oversteps. It goes just so far, then all of a sudden it just can't help itself. It goes too far, and then all of a sudden you get a giant backlash, or they make a fatal mistake, with the with the Enigma code, that, to kind of go back to, to Nazi Germany and all of that. Some people say it was one of the things that Hitler did to lose the war is he he took all of this stuff. He was fighting a 2 or 3 front war, and he took all of these resources and he poured it into trying to exterminate Jewish people. So and it's like, it doesn't make any sense for you to do that. But that's what evil does. Evil is irrational.
At the same time, the Jewish Germans were actually but most of the banking system in Germany. And so because he was such a racist idiot, they would have backed him. They would have helped him with the war if he hadn't been a racist idiot. And so it's like we might be speaking German today if he wasn't racist, because they were the banking system. They were the entrepreneurs. They were like they built the economy of Germany. And so what eventually killed Germany in war effort was the grinding to a halt of the economy. And because he sees the means of production with the whole socialism thing, Nazi Socialist Party, it was left-wing. It was communist ideology. Which is hilarious when they're all, oh, it's right wing. Is like, what Nazi? No, that's not right wing, guys. Anyway, which I just got demonetized, but I don't care anyway.
Did you just get
clock here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so the thing about it is, though, is one thing that is we should be very thankful for with evil is evil is self-defeating ultimately.
Yes.
The tendencies of evil is to self-destruction. And so that's the one advantage that good has over evil. Yes, evil will rule for a season, but eventually evil will deteriorate to the point where it can be defeated.
Yes.
Always. That's the case. Year in and year out. And that's the reason why evil does rule for a few generations, but eventually evil breaks. And then you'll have this moment of golden age, and then eventually, because of good times, it creates weak men, and the weak men
create hard times, and then hard times create strong men. Yeah.
Which is just the cycle, right?
Pendulum theory.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that comics can really it's a morality tale. Ultimately, comics at their best are morality tales. There are hero fiction. It's like when all these deconstructionists just put out their version of the Odyssey, and then they wonder why it's not going to work, why it's not going to resonate. It's because Odyssey is a great morality tale, and so they decide, we're gonna put Odyssey out without any of the morals that made it the Odyssey, and then those things. As soon as Spider-Man hits theaters this weekend, Odyssey's gonna fall off a cliff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Why? Because they're gonna see this Tom Holland, for all his flaws, he is a great Peter Parker.
Right.
And they just gave him the one thing he was lacking, and that was the with great power.
Great power comes great responsibility. Exactly.
He didn't have that the first 3 movies, and now he does. And so I'm going to be very interested to see how he operates with that.
I've seen this thing online, and I've wanted to comment on it. The redheaded girl that's playing some mysterious part, right?
Yeah.
Everybody says it's this or that. I'm calling it. She's the Beyonder.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
Well, I think it's been pretty much confirmed she's Jean Grey.
Bummer.
Yeah, it's been pretty much confirmed.
Flame. What? Like, so she's the 3rd version of Jean Grey now?
Yeah, I guess. I'll be honest, Tom Holland never thought much of it. Yeah. What the thing that Spider-Man needed, they with the hell Aunt May thing, and by the way, they never mentioned Uncle Ben the whole entire time, and I'm like, how can you have Peter Parker without Uncle Ben? I mean, how do you do that? And so that was the thing that was missing for those 3 movies, and then they killing off Aunt May, and then him meeting those other Peter Parkers who did have an Uncle Ben, and they kind of influenced him in that direction. With great power comes great responsibility.
Mhm.
I think they've probably fixed that, and so it's going to be interesting to see how it works in this movie. But ultimately, comics are a morality tale, and
Yeah.
when they operate at their ultimate, and it's one of the reasons why they destroyed comics first. It's because comics are our hero fiction, and who does hero fiction primarily help? Young boys.
Yes. Yep.
And ultimately, that's why comics has been so transcendent. It's because how many like NBA stars or successful black men in business will have a Superman tattoo or Batman or Punisher somewhere.
Yeah.
Bec-
Yes.
And it's because when there's a fatherless society, young men have to find that. They have to find those role models somewhere.
Mhm.
Right now, the young black men are finding it in hip hop, and what's happening to that society? They're becoming all thugs. Just
Mhm.
like what hip hop taught them to be.
Yeah.
Now, imagine a society, and the reason why what kept the lid on that for a long time was a lot of these young men, these young black men, found comics, and comics kind of taught them, to stand up and be,
Mhm.
and be responsible for other people and
Yeah.
protect those that are weaker.
Yeah,
Right,
like
and-
Shaq and his fascination with Superman,
Superman.
and it actually, didn't he like go into law enforcement for a little while? He was a sheriff somewhere, or
I think he was like honorary. Law
yeah,
enforcement,
yeah. But no, he even was Steel, even though that movie really wasn't
yeah,
good.
right,
But
right.
no, yeah, no, that's exactly right. Boys,
Mhm.
that's one of the things in this month's newsletter talking about this kid.
Yeah.
And he's looking up to our hero called Ape, which is like
Right.
short for Advanced Primate Engineering.
Ah,
And
clever.
yeah, his family
Is
is
he like a
saved
gorilla
by
if
this.
Gorilla Grodd was good or something like that?
Yeah, he's basically like if Mighty Joe Young had the mentality of this streetwise
wow.
smart aleck criminal, but yet he's reformed.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Okay,
he's
okay.
basically
Right.
yeah, he's an ape the size of a moving van. And just like kind of like if Jack Kirby drew him, he's got the Kirby monster shorts on. He's always
Gotcha.
got to wear the shorts. But
Right.
anyway, yeah, it's like boys do need
Oh,
just
cool.
like that,
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Neat.
I mean, all kids need somebody to look up to, but boys especially, and especially now, somebody to I'm going to try not to be political here because I have to mention somebody in the current administration.
Okay.
Marco Rubio did this big long speech, and one of the things that he was talking about was like trying to take down our stories of heroes that boys can look up to, that men can look up to, and try to imitate. And I heard that, and then it's like, oh yeah. And Levi and I have been talking about this for a while about Watchmen and all of that. I don't want to go on an anti-Watchmen or anti-80s crusade because they have their place.
Feel free. I mean, feel free.
But
you're perfectly okay to do that. And
right.
But downstream, ever since then, it's like superheroes. They're not good. They're not bad. Villains aren't bad. They might be good, but et cetera. And it's like there's no one to look up to, and it's all about sexual dysfunction and psychopathy.
Well, see this guy right here. This guy right here. He came. He was birthed from Captain America saying "Hail Hydra." That's
yeah, yes.
I had another character that had similar look, but he never really came into focus. But when Captain America said "Hell Hydra," I was like, okay, I know exactly who this guy is now. And Colonel Ironsides was created out of that, and he is like Colonel Ironsides. Like his origins go all the way back to the Revolutionary War. He was brought into this country as an Irish manservant, basically slave.
Yeah.
And upon his basically his master, who was a printer, ran a printing press, was printing pamphlets of Thomas Paine in the middle of night, and the British found out about it, and they beat him to death in the street in front of him. But upon his death, he bequeathed all his earthly goods to this young man who he'd basically been raising. And so he became a staunch patriot, and he became like part of the Revolutionary War. And then he got his powers in the midst of that, and it kind of gave him an immortality. And so he's been basically a branch of the government. They basically wrote him into the Bill of Rights as a person who's overpowered people. And so he was like only some branch of the government for years and years and years. And then he got ambushed. They created an amendment that took his powers away and created a federal agency to do that, and then made pretty much all powered people indentured servants. And so this whole entire thing is about, they convinced him that he was still protecting his country by using his intelligence to do intelligence evaluation, and they kind of meanwhile they were erasing him from history bit by bit to where school children don't even see him in their school books anymore. And he was massive part of the government for over 200 years, and now nobody knows who he is, and now he's back. They tried to kill him, but meanwhile they basically released him to fight his own war. And so this whole entire thing's about this man who remembers what America was at its founding, trying to basically create this movement back to what things are supposed to be. And it's speaking to the freedom of choice, the freedom of if your fellow man is not free, then you're not free. And even if it doesn't apply to you, if anybody else's freedoms are restricted, then your freedoms are ultimately restricted.
Yes.
And so it's speaking to that. But that's kind of one of the overarching themes of community service. So what is the overarching theme of Galaxy Memorial?
Go ahead, Levi.
Well, not on that question. Can we get back to it in a minute? I was going to say Cruel. I read the same books growing up. Transformers issue G.I. Joe issue 27 was a big influence on me. And I was going to say, going back to the young man thing, like young men need things to look up to and stuff like that. We pretty much covered that in chapter 1 here. It's Grandpa. Grandpa's taking his two kids to the park, two grandkids to the park. And he's basically teaching them, like, look at this hero here. I used to work with him, and this is how great he was. And this is, and we go into this flashback story and stuff like that. The second thing I wanted to mention about that in particular, our ash can, even if you just wanted to get a free taste of Galaxy Memorial Park, I put the link for the.
I posted it in the chat.
Sweet,
awesome,
so
good.
You can go there and you get the first 16 pages of the ash can, or you get the ash can, and it's basically, like I said, free. It gives you it's exactly what we're talking about here as far as like young men to look up to stuff. And going back to the question now, what was the question?
What are big themes in Galaxy Memorial Park?
Overarching themes, yes.
Overarching themes.
That's the link, by the way. So
basically, kind of just that in general, where we are reconstructing the superhero. We don't want to. We want to give characters that you can look up to, characters that you want to know about, characters that you just do the right thing, even when it might be tough. So, yeah.
Well,
It's
I read the Ashcan and the fact that they're out with their grandpa, and their mother's not entirely happy about that.
Yeah,
and, it's like take care of them, and then suddenly one of them disappears, and so it's like
yes,
that was the end of the Ashcan. So
Yep.
I haven't read the comic. I thought
there's
that I backed it. I don't think I did, but I went ahead and rebacked it. So
there. Thank you so much. There are several little we talk about all the time we've put into this story. This is onions here, where it's kind of like we'll give you a backstory on the daughter-in-law. So he takes the kids to the park. He's not supposed to. Well, it's his daughter-in-law and it's his grandkids. Well, where's his son?
Right.
That's the issue. His son has passed. So his son is a legacy character who has passed, and his daughter-in-law does not want the grandkids to continue into the family thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah. I believe they already have powers showing up, and so it's just kind of like, oh hell no, I can't lose them too, or whatever.
The second part of it is part of that onion again is Galaxy Memorial Park comes with what we call the Watchmen protocols, where if Peter Parker died, he would want Mary Jane to visit his grave and not be attacked by the villains. Right? So no evil shall occur inside the park. Well, if that kid went missing, that's kind of your first indication that something is wrong with the Watchmen protocols. And
it's kind of like it's supposed to be a neutral ground or so
common
grounds. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this,
what's the problem with evil is that if you don't have morality, how in the world can you enforce a common ground? I think that's one thing. That's why people are like surprised, and we did a ceasefire with Iran, and why in the world are they launching rockets? Because they're evil.
They're evil.
They're evil.
Yes.
You can't. The only thing you can do with evil is wipe it the frig out. Yeah. Because it will always be evil. It will always stab you in the back, and there is no reasoning with it. There is no compromising with it because it's evil. And I don't think people understand that evil is bad. Okay? Evil can never be good. Evil can never do good. Evil can never be uncorrupted. Evil is evil. And so and that's one thing we've lost out of the society is like when something's evil, it's bad. In other words, there's no compromising with it. There's no, playing patty cake with it. There's no like we're gonna send you to counseling and help you with these problems that you have. That eventually you're gonna be redeemed to society. And nope, lock it the hell up. Okay, put it away from people. Evil is evil. Evil will never be good. Okay, and that's one thing we've kind of lost out of society. So we can compromise with evil. We can cuddle evil, and evil just needs a hug. If you hug evil, it will stab you.
No. We need to make evil cool, so that way you think evil is cool.
Yeah, what Watchmen did, which is what freaking Watchmen did, right? Yes. And going, you're suggest that evil is evil. Yes,
we are.
And so this isn't one of the main overarching ideas,
right?
But it's a side effect that I think Levi and I are hoping that this will do. We're hoping that. So what's been going on in Western civilization, and I hope I'm not Western. He just said Western civilization. I'm tuning out. Hopefully that's not happening here. But in Western civilization, there was something called the deconstructionists, and it's usually a bunch of guys, academics from France in the 1960s. They
Sartre.
Yeah. Jean-Paul Sartre. But the biggest ones was a guy by the name of Jacques Derrida, and he came up with something called deconstruction.
Yeah.
And all of these guys were literary critics. That just shows you how messed up, just how boring and messed up these guys are. But it's like this guy, Jean-Paul Sartre, his thing was, we need to deconstruct everything. That way we can reconstruct it again.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like good, the ideas of good, we need to deconstruct it. The ideas of society, we need to deconstruct it. And things like Watchmen deconstruct it. And again, I don't want to get on a big anti-Watchmen, but because there were lots of different there were lots of different comics that tried to deconstruct. In fact, but the problem is like people are still deconstructing now, but we want to do what a lot of people are trying to do outside of comics. We want to reconstruct the idea
it's like Rorschach, the reason why people and Alan Moore's still to this day flabbergasted to people like Rorschach. But the reason why people love Rorschach is because Rorschach is like, this is evil. Yeah. I'm not going to compromise with this, even if it kills me. And I will, in the face of Armageddon, I will not compromise. And people are like, that's the dude. That is absolutely the dude right there.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's the
Alan
one
Moore meant for ridicule, but everybody's kind of like, that's the guy. You know, what was you saying,
Levi? What were you saying?
That was the one mistake that Alan Moore made. He as far as like destroying these guys, he made Rorschach to be Rorschach. They're kind of like, well, you were supposed to be making fun of us, but you didn't, and you created this Rorschach thing that we all looked up to because he did exactly that. So going down to the cruels, I do like villains with depth and that are complex, but sometimes you have to have bad guys that are just bad. That's so Elementary would be our complex character, and it is all his fault, and he causes the destruction of the park. He's been in a medically induced coma for the last 10 years from the government, but it's the two individuals that wake him up. And that are just bad guys. Why are they doing it? Because they're flat out bad. They're just evil. Right. And they want to cause.
That's the one thing that I liked about the new He-Man movie is he tries to compromise with Skeletor. He tries to do the HR thing. It's like, well, let's talk about this, and Skeletor's like, I'm not going to talk about this. I'm evil. I'm like, why is this complicated to you? Why are we talking here? I'm a bad guy. This is what I do. And I was like, that is perfect. You have to pull it out of a whole bunch of crap that's in that movie, but that's like one perfect moment in that whole entire movie. Is Skeletor's like, I got skeleton for a face. Well, I'm not going to be talking. We're not going to have a discussion here,
right?
About feelings. Look at me. I'm clearly the bad guy here.
And our bad guys, you are introduced to them very briefly in Volume 1, but you get to see a little bit more of them and what it is that they're up to.
Right.
So we have actual villains, not like Levi was saying. It's not just, it's complicated.
Right.
He didn't mean to, or it was his fault.
We gave him 3 chances. We literally gave him 3 chances in this story, and he failed at every single turn. And so it was one of those things when I was drawing out this scene, it was kind of like it needs to, like, there was. Here he had a choice. Here he had a choice. Here he had a choice. And you're kind of like, it is his fault. It is all his fault.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So it's not that complex to me.
And it's almost like
the whole entire idea of victimhood is like, well, if you create victims, then you're no longer the victim.
Yeah.
I mean, this can't be even more clearer. But the society is like, I don't care if you were a victim of something else at one point. Once you create a victim, then you're the perpetrator. It doesn't matter if you were victimized by somebody else. When you took that and chose to do evil, and to use that as an excuse, you became evil. You know,
And that's something that everybody has to kind of. I mean, in the world of comics, it can be more black and white. But yeah, yep. Look, I tripped over a banana peel.
Yeah, I can be bad now. I can do evil to people now.
Right.
So.
Right.
But everybody in real life, everybody has to reckon with the fact everybody at some point, I believe, has been a victim. Everybody's been victimized, but everybody has that little thing that they did to somebody else that they wish they hadn't have done.
Right.
Everybody has those two things. So if you try to go, oh, I'm just a victim, I'm innocent, I never did anything. No, you're wrong. And I don't know, everybody has to realize that they've got something to answer for. Everybody does. But in the world of comics, where things are a little bit more symbolic, we can take a look at that. We can take a look at pure evil and pure good. And especially nowadays, good guys, it's best if they're not pure, that they've got habits, that they got a rage problem that they have to, but yet they overcome it. And people need to see a hero being a hero despite being afraid or angry or tempted to go with some habit that they've got or whatever. That is the looking up. That's what heroic adventure and superheroic adventure is all about, I think.
Well, I think one thing that gets lost in storytelling these days is that the thing that separates the hero from the villain, or the villain from the hero, is what they do in the next moment.
Yes.
My favorite trope that just doesn't get used enough, like it used to, is when the villain, unrepentant villain, the whole entire time sees something that he can't abide and actually does a good thing. And it doesn't make him, it doesn't redeem him. I mean, it redeems him in the moment, but he might still be a bad guy, but he's like, okay, even I have some standards and this is beyond me, you know.
There's a classic scene in Captain America Batman where Joker and the Red Skull finally meet each other. And Joker's like, wait a minute, I might be a psycho, but I'm an American psycho.
That's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, it's there's like a scene. I might be the only one that's seen this movie, but it was National Treasure 2, where the guy the whole entire time he's like it's played by Ed Harris, and Ed Harris can make anybody compelling. But this guy was like, he was trying to like fund a second civil war because he thought the Confederacy was shortchanged, blah blah blah. Okay, so the whole entire time he's doing bad stuff, but then it gets to the end, and he realizes that the only way that basically his mission's doomed to fail, but if he can like save these people, then maybe some good can come of it, and so he sacrifices himself to send them, to save them, and the way it's set up, it's Ed Harris, so Ed Harris can make anybody compelling. But something similar happened in the what was it called? It was set on Alcatraz. It was Sean Connery,
The Rock.
The Rock.
Ed Harris has a similar character in that. Yeah.
Right, where he winds up like this. The whole entire thing was just built on threat. I never was going to do any bad, do this bad thing, and I just wanted these people to, the widows to find out that they were heroes, and I wanted my men to get the recognition they deserved. But I mean, he did these horrible things up to that point, but then when it came down to it, he sacrificed himself, to keep this horrible thing from happening. Of course, he got hoisted on his own petard, but at the end of the day, he was he's a bad guy, but then he did a good thing and ultimately saved the people that wound up saving the day. But he lost his life in the, doing it. But at the same time, it was somebody who was an honorable man trying to do what to fight a dishonorable thing, which was the burying of heroic actions by people underneath, but the classification, if something's classified, then you can never find out that these people did wonderful or did heroic things. And he was trying to break that, with his threat. And so at the end of the day, yes, he broke rules, but at the end of the day, when you look back, except for the SEAL team that got murked, he broke his. I mean, he did that. He had this moment of devastation because he was trying to get those guys to stand down and surrender, and they wouldn't do it. And then, what happened. But at the end and you could tell at the end of that encounter, he's like, I didn't want this. He said it. He said, I didn't want this. This is not what I wanted. And but that's the thing, that morality is so important to storytelling that it's intrinsic. It's like the building block of storytelling. If you don't believe that there's a good and a bad, then you can't tell a story that's compelling. Because if everybody, I've read books where everybody was the bad guy. Everybody was a bad guy. The good guys are just so flawed that they might as well be bad guys. And it's like, it's not compelling. At the end of the day, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And you're like, the guy that's supposed to be a good guy did all these horrible things, and he's walking away scot-free, and he's supposed to be the hero. And I want him to go to jail for some of this crap that he did.
Yes.
It's vitally important that morality be in your work somewhere. And you have good guys, you have bad guys, and you have right and wrong. And so I do see that a lot in you're talking a lot about legacy. You're talking about a lot about the nature of heroism, and a lot about honoring past heroes in a way, and continuing that on to the future.
Yeah, remembering your heroes.
Yeah, hashtag remember your heroes. That's something we keep posting all the time.
Right. I saw National Treasure 2, the one at Mount Rushmore, if I recall. Yep. Yeah, they did some Mount Rushmore stuff. The Rock, totally a James Bond film. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely a James Bond film. It's definitely James Bond. Definitely.
I can't believe I'm brain farting on this. Who's the actor from National Treasure? The big actor.
Nicolas Cage.
Thank you so much. I can't believe I brain farted on Nick Cage.
Oh, that's okay. It's not one of his more memorable works.
Right? No, but dude, so you know how there's that list of the 5. If you're married, this is the 5 people that I can cheat on my spouse with, right?
Right.
Yeah. Number 1 on my wife's list is Nick Cage.
What are you gonna do?
Literally have seen every single Nick Cage movie. The only time it panned out for me was Ghost Rider, right? So it's kind of like The Rock. Yeah, seen it. Yeah, National Treasure 1 and 2, seen it. Yeah.
There you go.
What was the Pig Man? What was the one where the have you seen that one?
The pig. Yes,
seen it.
Okay,
right.
Really,
yeah. Mandy.
That's a little.
Did she see Mandy?
Wow! Is that the horror one?
That's the horror one with the gang and the.
Haven't seen
cult.
It yet. No, won't see it.
He's been so weird.
That's pretty extreme.
Yeah, and if it wasn't weird before he got it there, he got weird after he got there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
She would count me for Nick Cage.
Well, Okay, I could see it though. I mean, come on. It's Nick
I
Cage.
do remind her. Nick Cage also likes comic books, so either way, she.
There you go, big comic book guy.
That's where he got the name Cage
Spider
from.
Noir. I
Luke
wasn't able
Cage.
to watch it all the way, but I've been told it's really, really good. I watched one episode, I think, but I wasn't able to watch much of it.
Are you talking about Spider Noir or
Spider Noir? Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, we're not really big on all the new stuff. We will eventually get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm told. I mean, I watched it enough to think that. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. It's definitely a different take on the Spider-Man universe, but I think it's worth your time. But it's like how many husbands are like, Keanu Reeves? Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, there you go. Anyway,
Dude, Nick Cage beats out Brad Pitt on her list. Like,
oh really?
Like, come on,
wow.
like, okay, all right.
Okay, well, okay, all right, no big deal. There you go. I mean, imagine living during the age of Steve McQueen. I mean, come on. What are you gonna do? So, okay, all right, I get it. I mean, I would probably cheat on him with you. I mean, either way.
Right.
Anyway. All right. So just kidding. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for coming. This is Galaxy Memorial Park Volume 2. Volume 1 is available. If you, like me, need to catch up. I thought I backed it. I was sure I backed it, but I did not. So, it's somewhere around here, and I have yet. I forgot that I have it. Either way, I'm going to back it again.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So there's 6 of these. So you.
Four of them.
We're
on number 2. 2 more to go.
Right.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
I'm finishing up the artwork on 3 right now. I have about 20 pages of book 3 left. And these books are graphic novels. They are 72 pages each.
Yes.
There you go. All right. So that's a lot of awesomeness for the price. Thank you guys for coming on FMC Arena. Thank you for entering the arena. And I think one thing about these shows is I like to talk about the themes, and I like to talk about the culture of the comic and where things come from.
Right.
And you guys have been a hoot to have on. You're deep thinkers.
You as well.
Got a great sense of humor, and so I mean, you live in Washington, so I guess you have to have a sense of humor right now.
Almost Idaho, man. We are almost Idaho.
Almost Idaho. Okay.
Almost Idaho
adjacent.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll give you that. We'll give you
yes.
that. Close enough to drive for gas.
10 minutes to the state line.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly
actually,
right. You got it
I
right.
wish I was closer because South Carolina doesn't have a gas tax, and so if I was closer to South Carolina, I'd be popping right over there.
It is literally a dollar more in Washington State for gas than it is in Idaho.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I think it's very amusing to see the communist mayor of Seattle wonder why everybody's fleeing. It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. She's never had a job in her whole entire life, and they put her in charge of a city.
Mail-in ballots since 2008. You want to know what happened with mail-in ballots to a country or to a state? Look at Washington State. Haven't voted in a person since 2008. Have not 2004. Haven't voted in a person. We voted.
Well, that's how you get a female Mondani, I guess.
Yeah, that's how you end up with socialists running half the state.
And the other half is like, Idaho's looking really good. Maybe we can secede, get over.
Yep.
So who knows? Greater Idaho is a thing. Greater Idaho is a good thing. So anyway, hopefully you get there. All right. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and
thank you.
Out there, the link is in the chat. Also, this right here is the link. It's also the link is in chat for the ash can, but this is the address of the ash can. If you want to
preview,
type it all out. It's right there. That's
it's free online.
Free online. But anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for coming and hanging out in the arena with me. And we will see you all next Thursday night. Looks like right now I'm going to get the Argonite guys on.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So that's anybody that's on FMC, if you have a campaign on past, present, or future that you want to talk about on in the arena, we are available. Just hit me up or hit up FMC on X, and we will get you in. We will get you booked. Anyway, you all have a very good night, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.
See you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I hit the wrong button. I'm real good at this, so I'm an expert. So there you go. All right.
No.
All right. Once again, have a good night.